So I wanted to go back and share the story on how I started trading and what the first few months was really like in my trading journey. Let's get started. I feel like I'm just about to expose myself and be real honest and share what it was really like. And this is going to be a casual sit down video. And if you guys are not interested in my story, my journey, then feel free to click off this video and watch another video. So let's go back to January 2018, and that is when I was using Trading 212, the app, and that was literally the billboards, and it was plastered all over the London Underground. So when I'd go to uni, I would see Trading 212, and it was talking about, you know, making money through your phone, and you can trade on your phone, and it's so easy, blah blah blah. So that's why I used Trading 212. Plus, it was such a sexy, sleek, clean app. It was so easy to click buy or sell. And I think that's something quite dangerous, especially if you're a newbie, if you're naive,
if you're like me.
And that's something we'll touch on later on in the video. So that's the app that I was using. Now, where was I at that point in my life? I was at second year uni. I went to Queen Mary University in East London, and I did aerospace engineering. And I was also working part-time in TK Maxx. For those in the US, I think that's TJ Maxx. I was aware that people can make money like in non-conventional ways. They didn't have to become an engineer, a lawyer, a doctor, blah blah blah. And those are, you know, the jobs and things that my mum was saying for me to sort of go and pursue. And because of YouTube, you know, very thankful and not thankful of YouTube. Thankful for that side of YouTube where I was able to understand that people can make money through other forms. Anyways, I delve into trading through a friend as well, like trading FOREX. Of course, during this period, I'm sure a lot of you remembered, like end of 2017, Bitcoin was just booming and it was just skyrocketing. And for some reason, I was demo trading Bitcoin. I didn't buy any Bitcoin back in like October 2017, but I bought it on demo, and I was just playing around for fun. But anyways, it was around, it was the beginning of January 2018. I had £100 in my live account on Trading 212, and I used that for Forex and I think commodities and whatnot. And I will actually put it up on the screen. My first ever trade on Trading 212, which was, so my first ever trade was actually the 27th of the 12th, 2017, and it was gold. It resulted in 0.12 GBP, and I was over the moon because I made 12p profit. And literally, I think I placed it and I must have waited like a few seconds, and I just closed it at the moment it went green and it went in profit. And you know, looking back now and thinking back to that time, I didn't even make a profit. It wasn't a profit because I had to pay commission. I never knew anything about commission. I never knew anything about fees and things like that. So yeah, I made a loss when I thought I made a win. But the next one was dollar yen, and I bought 5,000 units. A quantity size of 5,000 of USD JPY. I took a buy, closed it at 0.07p, and I made another, you know, there's me thinking, damn, I made 7p profit. So yeah, that leads me onto my first sort of lesson and problem that I was going through, which was I had no risk management. This is an amalgamation of problems back in the day where, you know, these brokers, these firms, these apps, they're all over London Underground. And I'm seeing places like eToro now. And yes, it's such a great tool if you knew how to use it. But the thing is, there's going to be people like me, and I'm sure there's going to be hundreds of others that are just downloading it for fun, putting some money. They might see a quick win, which is the worst thing, and then they'll over leverage. They won't know anything about risk management. They won't know everything about strategy. Technically, they're gambling. You know, in the beginning of my journey, I'll 100% say that I was just gambling. I had no clue what I was doing. So that was the dangerous part. And give the video a thumbs up if you kind of resonate with where I'm at here. But yeah, I had no risk management. The thing about the app is that when you kind of like click onto, you know, like GBP USD or whatever, there'll be a predefined amount for you to trade. You know, I used to see crazy numbers like 10,000 units, 20,000 units, 50,000 units, whatever, come up randomly. And I would kind of go for like 5,000 for me, like that. That was just a nice number. But really, that's how my journey started, with the £100, using an app and just kind of guessing what quantity size to use. I didn't know it made a difference. I just knew like, okay, the bigger the number, like the more like I could win, the more profit I could make. So yeah, that is sort of like the first, I'd say that's really how it was the first few weeks of trading into like January 2018. So as the weeks go by, I am trying to like, you know, find out how to actually trade, and that's where I go onto the free sources of the internet like YouTube and Google. You know, I was at the mindset, I was like,
I'm not gonna pay to like learn how to trade, like I can just get everything for free.
Especially being a student. So there I was on YouTube typing out things like how to trade Forex or whatever, top Forex strategies. And of course the ones that were at the top of the list were ones that were like 6 tips to become a billionaire, or you know, 3 tips to turn your £100 into like 100,000 in like 3 days. And that was me thinking like,
okay, yeah, that's gonna be me.
You know, I was drawn into this how to get rich quick scheme. I was taking in this information and it was storing in my subconscious mind, and I was unconsciously just deviating down this path. I think a lot of people go through that. The market really does test those who are persevering, who are those who are persistent, and those who actually want to learn and grow and be better and do better. Kind of went off on a tangent there. That's why I would say, you know, YouTube, Google, these free places could either be your best friend or your worst enemy, because if you don't know if you don't know what you're looking for, if you don't have the right guidance, and that's where things just kind of go downhill. But it can only get as bad as hitting rock bottom, and of course rock bottom is the perfect place to rebuild your foundations and move upwards. So things were going downhill. You know, I was kind of having the wrong mindset, had no risk management, was trying to find like a strategy and things like that. And I remember there was this one strategy from a guy, and he, you know, it was something super clickbaity, like this is the only strategy you need to make a lot of money in Forex. And I was like, I clicked on it, and it was trading the gaps. So if a price, you know, here on spread hours when market close, and we had a gap, it was to trade it. And of course, I never knew anything about spread hours. So I remember when it came to market close, I tested out the strategy on my live account. This is when I had no clue about forecasting, backtesting, and you know, all the processes that are needed to become a consistently profitable trader. But because I watched that video, I waited for that spread hour, that gap. I saw the gap and I was like, oh my gosh, okay. So the market went down, it gapped, so I bought. And I remember ending up just taking a loss because of the spreads. So, and I over leveraged. Again, I didn't have risk management. So it would be like, it wouldn't even be like minus £1 or £2. It was like minus 30, 40. And I was like, whoa, this is not what I was expecting. So yeah, anyways, I closed the trade in like loss after like 30 seconds of being like,
what the fuck just happened?
Yeah, I just kept bouncing around to like what had the catchiest title strategy wise. And again, that was always an issue, and that I always took to heart. And that's also, just going off on a tangent here, this is why I create this channel, because it's the real life insights, and I think hopefully this video will be valuable for those looking to start coming into the Forex market. But anyways, yeah, it went downhill because, yeah, I was going on these free resources, going on the wrong video, looking at the wrong people. There wasn't really much people, you know, doing day in the lives or documenting an actual journey of a trader. Again, all I kept seeing was Lambos and like make all this money and whatever. And it's eye candy at first, but then, you know, I started to have some sense in me, realizing that this is all a fad. Then comes the waves of signal services, and that's all I kept seeing everywhere. Signal services, make a lot of money and earn while you learn. And that was one line I hated, where you earn while you learn, because the only thing you'll be learning is bad habits. The only thing that you'll be learning is how to fuck up your account. Plain and honest truth. But that is, I went through the route around end of Jan, I want to say, and it only lasted literally a couple of weeks because I was burnt from being stupid and watching these videos and believing it. And then I thought that this thing was legit, and it took me, again, 2 weeks was still quite long, but I had like a 1 month subscription. After that, I pretty much just didn't even like turn on the Telegram. Yeah, went through the signals route, and again, this person, I found them on Instagram, and I just signed up. It was £50 a month, and they would always post their student successes or their own successes, and then every weekend apparently they'd go to like they'd go abroad every weekend. They'd post like really nice photos and whatnot. So for me, being like really naive and
stupid,
I believed it like in the beginning. But what really kind of got me was when they went to Dubai, and what happened was they posted on a Friday night that they're in the airport, and then it was only like a couple hours later that they posted they had arrived in Dubai. And in my head, I'm like, it doesn't take a couple hours to fly to Dubai. Me being an absolute stalker, I think I've shared this in my video on like my experience with signal services, which I'll link up top right somewhere in the cards. Definitely watch that video because it's quite funny. Me being such a stalker, I go on the tagged section on Instagram, and whatever airline they were using or bar or whatever, I went there and I scrolled through and I found the actual picture that they used. So they took a screenshot of the picture of them like in the bar section, but they took it off another person, and then I went on that person's Instagram and it was legit because they had a lot more content regarding that Dubai trip that this person was on, and they shared that lounge bar area, whatever. I was like, oh my gosh, this person's a scam, this person's a fake, like he's just copying pictures, he's not going on these lavish holidays and whatnot. For me, that's when I was like, no, definitely not gonna be going down this route. And it's true, like the only thing that I learned was these unconscious bad habits that have now like solidified, you know, they're like bricks, and it was just laying this negative bad foundation. And when it did come to like a good trading mentor, I had a lot of this perception, this negative cluster of energy or whatever we can say. And that's where people get resentful and start saying, oh, Forex is a scam and it's not working. This community sucks, this strategy is not real, this person, he's a scam, even though he might be legit. So anyways, after that whole faff around, stupid videos and stupid signal services and me being stupid, I was like, okay, it's time to invest in a proper place, in a proper course or mentor, and to stop me just making stupid mistakes, you know? I was done being stupid. I'm gonna stop saying that word now. Negative self-language, Hannah. But yeah, at this point, you know, I could have easily been really negative and resentful and all the crap stuff that kind of happened with my account and my experience in trading. I could have been like, oh, it's a scam, it's not legit. But no, I had the mindset that no, there's got to be more out there. If someone can do it, people are making money from it, then why can't I? And I think that is such a helpful mindset to get yourself into. You can't play the victim mindset for forever. Yeah, you might be sad, you might be down, you might have lost sleep, might be emotionally exhausted. You know, you'll take a few days off of this whole trading thing, but you just bounce right back up and know that if someone's doing it and someone's making money from it, then why can't you? So you can too. Same with you who's watching this video. If you think, you know, it wasn't roses and daisies and butterflies, me coming into this trading world. It wasn't. It was probably just like you. So, you know, I was ready to invest money in learning actually how to do this. Whether that meant one-to-one or mentoring or coaching or some kind of guidance, I was ready. And I didn't have a lot of money back then because I was a student, but I did have, you know, some savings because I was working part-time. I know I get a lot of people saying, oh, I don't have enough money, or how did you have enough money to do this and that? And the thing is, you work a job, you save, you don't buy stupid things. You know, looking back now, I was in a very scarcity mindset rather than an abundance mindset, because it's just my upbringing and what I was taught and was passed down with. So another thing that sort of changed my whole view, and that kind of did help me to finally decide to invest in myself, was a book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. That changed the game for me and made me realize that, you know, that money isn't evil, money isn't bad, that making money is a good thing. That started to change my perceptions. I had a paradigm shift from that book, and I highly recommend that book for those who don't understand what I'm talking about, or don't understand this whole abundance mindset or this rich person's mindset, this wealthy way of thinking. Going back to me feeling ready to invest in myself, I found a course online on social media. One of the best ways that I found if a course was legit or not, or if the person was legit, was to see how successful their student were. Yeah, fair enough if this main page, this person was sharing his and hers results. I wanted to see how the students were doing, and it was around like £100 a month, And I was like, damn, it's quite hefty, it's quite a lot. So if you have a similar situation where you're quite reluctant with money, you're quite reluctant to invest in yourself, I think as long as you found somewhere that's going to be worthy of this investment, where you're going to learn, do it, because it's going to pay dividends, and the ROI in that is going to be much greater. But yeah, that was my thinking going into putting this £100 a month into this self-education. And that was around the end of Feb, or no, this was like March time. Because yeah, end of Jan, I was using the Signal service for a couple of weeks, and then I took a break after that. And then that's when I really got thinking, like, do I really want to take this forward? Is this really possible? Yes, this is really possible, because if someone's doing it, that means I can do it. So that is pretty much the story of my journey from trading 212 to Signals, to no risk management, to trying to learn things for free, then to finally just taking responsibility and substituting things that weren't serving me into things that were going to serve me, and to invest in myself, and to finally see just the bigger picture on self-education and the power of it, and how that can literally turn into like 100 ROI, 100x for your future. So hope you guys sort of enjoyed that story time. Let me know if you kind of went through the same thing. You know, where were you? What was your life like back when you sort of started trading? Why did you start trading? Did you go through Signals as well? Let me know. I'll be trying to respond to as many comments as I can. Don't forget to subscribe if you like the content, and leave a like if you like the video, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching.